Welcome, it's Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. Again, 3 times a week we write up a value-priced wine review, and 3 times a week we plug in the microphone and talk about it. And today we've got one of those Trader Joe's how do they do it at that price wines. It's the $9.99. This is a one that's been around for a while. It's the Caretaker Santa Maria Valley Pinot Noir 2022. Caretaker is made for Trader Joe's by Miller Family Wines. They've been in mostly Paso Robles, but in the Central Coast, making wine since the early 70s. They've been farming there since the early 1870s. They own the Central Coast Wine Warehouse, which back in about 15 years ago for Trader Joe's and onward a little bit, made about every other wine. If it wasn't Bronco wine making it, it was Central Coast Wine Warehouse. At least it seemed that way. So they were making special brand wines for Trader Joe's for a long time. And this one's a really good wine. This one is amazing. Santa Barbara is about 100 miles north of Los Angeles. If you don't know the region, it's kind of hot. But it kind of juts out. Not quite a peninsula, that kind of thing, but there is like a triangular part that goes out, so you got Pacific Ocean on both sides. And plus the Santa Maria, this is a sub-AVA inside Santa Barbara, is an east-west valley. With all the coastal earthquakes, what have you, in California, a lot of them run north-south nowadays. But this one funnels all the cool air into the valley, so it gets really great conditions for Pinot Noir and Chardonnay and the Rhone varietals. So this is a great area for Pinot Noir, and this is what this is. Another thing this thing has to its name, which you don't always see in a value price Pinot Noir, in expensive Pinot Noir, the clones. There are grape clones, and each clone brings a certain taste, certain structure, certain elements to the wine that are very distinctive, because Pinot Noir, when done right, is a medium to light-bodied wine where the flavors tend to shine through. You know, the bigger bodied wines, not always, a lot of times the oak and everything kind of takes away the nuances. Here the nuances are right out there, and what they have is Pommard, which is one of the oldest grape clones. It is from a single vineyard near the town of Pommard in Burgundy, France. It's one of the oldest ones. The other one is a 2A and a 23 clone, which are newer. They're from the 60s, and they're made in Switzerland, which I didn't really know that was doing a lot of work with Pinot Noir clones. But this one is a wine that features clones. In typical under $20 Pinot Noirs, they're more concerned about getting the best grapes they can at the price than they are trying to get specific clones. But here, no, we've got clones, and which is a really nice thing, because this is features the Pommard clone, which is kind of classic. It's what they use a lot up in Oregon, the Willamette Valley. It's what's in Burgundy. It's really identifiable, and it's in this wine. I want to take a sip. It's got a lot of really interesting flavors. You know, this is one of those wines where you get these strange things, like you get what do you get? I got tar. I get leather. You know, you get all these things that, like, is that good? Yeah, it is. You get cherries, you get plums, you get spice, you get herbs. You get some like extracted licorice. You get dried strawberry, cranberry, tart cranberry. Maybe I got a little bit of a really dark bitter chocolate. Not a lot, just a little bit of it. Yeah, I mean, but none of these flavors jump out at you. They're all just swirling around in there. And there's rough edge things, there's smooth things. It's all kind of just a nice mix, and it has really good length. The Pinot Noir doesn't have a lot of tannins. It has thinner skin. and the tannins come from the skin. So this is kind of soft and smooth when it comes to tannins, and the acidity is really well done. It's got length. Yeah, so I'm gonna take another sip. When I popped the top on this one, I was kind of surprised because it has a real cork. I always keep my corks, don't do anything with them after a while, and when I got a huge pile, I throw them away or take them to Whole Foods and recycle them. But you don't get real corks with $10 wines anymore. You get these composites, you get these, sometimes they're, I'm not sure what they are, they're kind of plasticky. Somebody went through the trouble of putting a real cork in this wine, and the back label and the Caretaker packaging is really nice. The back label has winemaker's notes. It has the length of the growing season, which was mid-February to mid-October, which there's that cool air coming through the valley. It's got 3 different types of soil, so I'm thinking, okay, it might come from, 3 different areas of a vineyard, which I don't think it's a single vineyard, but it could. But it also could be like 3 different vineyards, which is just perfectly fine. The Miller family has contacts all over the place, and they have some of the best wineries or vineyards in the Central Coast. They're good. So there you go. This is a good Pinot Noir that just happens to sell for $9.99. So yeah, it's one of those Trader Joe's. How do you do it? It shouldn't be this good, but it is. So there you go. So that's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. It's Caretaker Santa Maria Valley Pinot Noir 2022. Like us, we like your podcast. This is a good Pinot Noir from Trader Joe's. So adios, keep it cheap, and I'll be talking to you. Bye-bye.